Howdy.
Hi guys, how are ya? It is a great morning. Sorry, we were just trying to get ourselves adjusted here. All right, so anyway, I'm Di.
I'm Robin. We're excited to be here this morning.
Yeah. So here's what we're going to talk about today. Today is Tell It Like It Is Tuesday. So there's a lot to cover, but first I'm going to ask you a question. What is the difference between a rich person and a poor person? And the answer is so simple.
I know.
What is it?
What they do with their 24 hours.
That's exactly right. So every single day, everyone, I don't care who you are, no matter what you're doing, every single day, you have the exact same 24 hours that someone that makes a gazillion jillion dollars makes, right? Whatever. But at any rate, so you have the same 24 hours in a day. What you do with them makes all the difference in the world, right? They know that they get up, the rich people, they get up and they have a goal. And no matter what is going on, that goal is the most important thing to them, besides their family, of course. What do you Well, I try and put that in there.
Well, you have to have a goal, and that's just it. That's the thing. You have to know what it is that you want in life and what you want to become and where you want to be. And you have to have the vision of that, because you can't get to a place that you can't see. You know,
You have to envision it in your head.
So
it has to be there.
You have to know what you're striving for every day, and that's one of the reasons last week we did know your why and understand, what you're fighting for every day. That's the same thing here. I mean, you want to know your goal. You want to know why you're fighting for it, and you need to know the steps you're going to take to get to it. Because I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of lazy ass people in this world.
Yeah. I can tell you this much though, that everybody has goals. The problem sometimes is that you pick these long goals, like, oh my God, in 5 years I want to be doing this. In 10 years I want to be here. Why? If you can't even get your foot going one in front of the other, what you should do is make a day-long goal, a 5-minute goal, like that. Like, just make short-term goals and do one thing every single day to get you closer to that goal.
Well, consistency is the key. I mean, it really is, because we can sit back and we can talk about, oh, okay, well, I want to lose 10 pounds, right? But if you don't do what you need to do that, you'll never lose the 10 pounds, right?
No.
I'm not an expert on that, so that was probably a bad example. But it was the first one off the top of my head.
Now who weighed 105 for most of
my life, right? But the point here is find the goal that you want. Know where you want to be. If you want to be, your own boss, if you want to, be at the top of the executive chain, if you want to, wherever you want to be in your life, you have to know what it is so that you can get there.
I can tell you this, like, everybody gets voices in their head. Not those kind. Because I know she'd go right off to another whole subject. At any rate, but everyone has voices in their head. Their voices are either telling them to do something or telling them not to. And every day it's going to sit there in your head and go, you don't have to do anything today.
Oh, yeah, that's why I say that little angel and little devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, but the kids are at school. You can play videos. You can go shopping. You can do this. You can do that. But what if you didn't do that? What if you actually did something every single day to get your goals going, to do the things that you need to do? Like, every day, wake up and look at yourself in the mirror, like so many of us do, right? And ask yourself, who am I? Where do I want to be? What could I be? If you don't know the answers, don't you think it's time to sit down and think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. I think people need to know that. I think we get too lazy, and I think 2020 made us even lazier, because we got stuck at home. We couldn't do anything, so
that is true.
So for people who want to exercise or whatever the case may be, or used to running a lot or whatever, we were prevented from doing a lot of things. So I think people kind of lost sight of where they wanted to be and how they wanted to get there.
Yeah, I would say the voices in my head every day, they're like, oh my God, you better work. Oh, you better do something. Otherwise, I don't want to be sitting on the couch eating Doritos every day going, oh my God, I don't hardly have any time left in my life. So, well, I'll just sit here and wait to die. That's not who I am.
It's funny. She always uses the example Doritos, and she doesn't eat Doritos. But it's the first thing that comes to her head.
But it is true, though. You could sit there every single day and make one excuse after another, after another, after another. The truth is, you're just like putting off, you say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then the next day you get up and, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, right? But you can't keep putting off tomorrows because suddenly there's going to be an avalanche of tomorrows and it's going to keep going until the day you die. So unless you take your feet, nobody has their feet nailed to the floor. Like, I've never been in a house where I walked in and somebody's feet are nailed to the floor, right? So, like, just go ahead and do something. Every single day, do something that's going to get you out of your brain where you go, I'm just going to play this game just for a little while. Next thing you know, the kids are out of school, you got to go and get them. Like, there's something always preventing you from doing what you got to do. What you got to do is convince yourself to do.
Well, procrastination takes over. I'm going to tell you, it's like, for a long time, I just didn't feel good. I just didn't feel good physically. And so that starts to take toll mentally, So there's a lot of people out there who just don't have the energy or the drive and they don't know why. Find out why. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to say this, and I know it's my little soapbox here because I need to be on my soapbox for this. It's no excuses, right?
Yeah.
But I've worked 2 to 3 jobs my entire life. So when people sit back and say they can't do or they can't accomplish, no, you just choose not to do and you choose not to accomplish because you can do anything you set your mind to.
I always see people that go, like, I've done it myself, going, oh my God, everybody's like getting so far ahead. Like, oh my God, why even try? This one's there, this one's there.
Well, that's your problem. You can't compare yourself to anyone.
You cannot compare yourself to your own self. Like, remember when you were back in school and, like you wanted to play sports or something, right? And you can never go, oh, well, they're going to make the team. I'm probably not. No, I'm not going to go out and try for it, because you don't even get to know your own potential when you do that. Like, if you were consistent in something every single day, like, it's crazy because so many people, this is what people do every day. Oh, my God, I'm too tired. I'm too sore. Oh, shoot, it's too early. No, it's too late. I'll start tomorrow. Oh my God, how many tomorrows?
Well, successful people get up early.
Yes, they do.
That is the truth. They get up before everybody else.
I know Steve Harvey says he could survive on like 4 hours of sleep, but there's a lot of us who can't. And I don't want to use the word can't. That's not good for
Well, there's a lot of us that choose not to. You are a person that can sleep 4 hours and get up, and you're a morning person.
Oh, I am.
I am a person that requires my 8 hours of sleep. Just for mental health purposes.
She's one of those people, I can hear her alarm every single morning going, when someone just pushes the buzzer and you're the only one that wakes up from it? Like, the dogs wake up, the house wakes up, but she just, boom.
But this morning I was excited, and so I got up and I said, our goal is to help people. Our goal is to motivate people. Our goal is to help people be better than they were yesterday. And so our consistency and moving our needle forward in order to do that is to be on this talk show every morning, Tuesday through Friday, to help motivate your ass and get you off the couch. That's our motivation, and that's our thing of consistency that we are doing in order to help you. So it's very important that you let us know what you want to hear, what you want us to talk about, that you let us know what we can do to help you move that needle forward.
Here's the thing. You know, everyone knows we do marketing. Okay, so here's the thing. If you look at a company, you do your due diligence, all right, because there's crazy people out there that are going to try and get your money all the time. But if you pick a marketing thing you want to get into, you want to make extra income or whatever it is you're doing it for, just to even be doing something. But if you're going to join a company, join it. Like, get involved in it. Read what it's about. Like, learn how to do the company. You can't go to work. Imagine working at even a 7-Eleven, right? And you go in there and you go, nope, I'm just going to sit here in the corner eating my Doritos and not doing a blessed thing. The boss is going to fire you. So if you're doing the same thing, if you're sitting there on the couch and you join the company, and you say, I'm going to get rich, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make my income better, you know, and you're just sitting there doing nothing, well, then you should fire yourself.
Nothing's going to happen. And that's just it. You gotta figure out if you're doing the things that you would want out of an employee. Are you doing the things that you would want your employees to do to progress? What are you doing? I mean, that's an important thing because a lot of people don't know that. It's like we get asked all the time. You know, people are saying, "Oh, well, what are you into so that I can help? I join. I need to make more money. I need to make passive income. Blah 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 blah." Okay, we've been doing this for 6 years now. So people join and they're like, "I got to change my life. I've got all these things. I don't have any money. Blah 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 blah." Okay, well, why don't you? Well, because here's what happens. They join a company and then they learn absolutely nothing about that company. And they're expecting that company to just be their ticket to get rich.
Yeah, and then they sit there and they make fun of the company and say, oh, that was a scam.
Yeah.
No, you're the scam.
It doesn't happen that way, people.
Seriously, think about it. You're the scam. You're telling yourself you can do this. You're telling yourself that this company is going to make you rich. You can't. And don't even get me started with the get-rich-quick schemes.
That's what I'm saying. People just think, oh, if I join this, I'm going to be rich overnight, and that's going to happen. And then what happens is they tell you. Because we go through a vetting process when it comes to people joining our teams because, you know, we want to make sure people are serious. You can't help people that don't want to help themselves. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So, but they want to join. They want to be a part of the team. They want to do all these things. You know, it's very powerful for them and they need the help. And then they get in and they do absolutely nothing.
And
they learn absolutely nothing. They don't even get plugged in. You know, I mean, it's crazy. How can you help yourself if you don't do what you need to do in order to help yourself?
Sometimes I go on a Zoom. Like I go on a lot of Zooms because you get to know how other people, you know, do their thing and, you know, you want to know what makes them successful. So you're always learning. But I've been on so many Zooms where all of a sudden you see somebody off in the corner and they're sleeping on the Zoom. And I can't help but laugh.
I just have to point this out. People, turn your video off if you're going to sleep.
Or if you have somebody running around the house behind you. That has happened to us.
That has happened to us.
Yeah, the wife of somebody walked past the camera butt naked. And I was like, and he's like, oh, like if you know that you have people in your house that are going to do that, turn your camera off. But that's that's a whole nother thing. But this really is about you. This is about your consistency, your drive, what you want to do. If you want to do something, then do it. If you don't know how to do it, that's what we're here for. All right? We can get you going, but we can't make you do. It's like buying a book. How many of you have bought books that are still sitting on the shelf collecting dust? Like, why did you buy the book?
Well, now I used to do that. I was that person that bought the book and it would sit on the shelf, and that's only because I did not have time to read. But here's the thing. You find solutions to your problems, you know? So now I just buy Audible and I listen to them while I'm doing other things. You know, I listen to books while I'm working. I'm constantly educating myself.
I'm laughing because I like to read, but I listen to Audible. Now, if you have somebody that does Audible and it's the narrator and their voice is going up and down, like, oh, it keeps your interest. But every time I get an Audible that goes, and then this is what you do next, I fall right to sleep.
Well, that's why it's good that you're doing something else. See, that's for people who are too busy to sit down and read. But I guess the point I'm trying to make there is be the solution to the problem, right? Stop complaining. Oh, that makes me crazy.
Be
People
your own
just complain.
solution. You can't call us and say, oh my God, we're not getting anybody. Oh my God, we're not understanding this. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. That's on you. You put yourself in a position where you're not learning, you're not trying, you're not doing this. And yeah, I've been there, where everybody else is doing great. How come I can't? Well, because
you're focusing on that.
Everybody else is doing. Everybody else is trying. And if you don't know how to do it, again, go on the presentations, not just with marketing, just with life in general. If you want to be a nurse, are you going to get to be a nurse by sitting at home? No, you got to actually put your name to paper and apply, right? Like there's so many things. You laugh at me because I get so involved in it. But it's really true. We're looking all over the place. Our camera's in the wrong position.
I'm sorry.
But it's all right. They can still hear us. But every single day, if you don't put your foot forward, you're going to stay in the same place. How many of you, like 5 years ago, said, I wish I was blah, blah, blah. And blah, blah, blah went by, and it's 5 years later, and you're still going, I wish I could.
Well, and that's the thing. That really is the thing. You can sit back and you can blame as many people as you want to blame, but if you're not doing what you need to do to get where you need to be, you're never going to get there.
No.
And the truth of the matter is I'm not a person that complains. I'm a person that just wants to fix the problem, solve the problem, and get it done. So if you have a problem in your life, if you're short on cash, if you need to, educate yourself, whatever. YouTube is great.
You're right, Rainey.
There's YouTube. You can learn just about anything you want to do. I mean, hey, I've put together some shelves and stuff that I probably shouldn't have been doing, but but I did it anyway because hey, I had to get the job done.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people. I will play any instrument in the world for you, but don't ask me to put together something that says, put the J piece over here and the A over here. No. No. I know my limitations, but I will try. I'm not going to just sit there and go, I can't.
No, she'll just buy the package with the person that assembles it.
Yeah, that's who I am. I know my limits.
That's it. And that's important. I think that's very important that you know your limits.
I do. But at any rate, so we can't drive this any more than we are today.
We're beating it up
You've got to know where you want to go. Like I said before, I don't care if it's a 5-minute goal. Do that goal. Then make it 30 minutes, an hour, a day, and just keep going. Just keep going, no matter who says you can't. Don't let other people rent space in your head telling you what you can't do, all right? Don't look at everything all skeptical. Everything out there, by the way, is not a scam, all right? So there are companies that you can actually join. We've been in one for a while now. We're doing well, all right? But it's like you go to talk to people and they're like, oh, no.
Well, no, it's doing what it needs to do.
Yeah, but they're out there listening to people who have never been doing it. That's like hiring a carpenter and he turns over a book and says, "Let me see here. What do I have to do?" What the hell?
I can do it myself. No, the point here is, if you're sitting there complaining that you need passive income, or you're sitting there complaining that you don't have enough money, or all of those things, then do what it takes in order to get where you need to be. make the choices that you need to make in order to get there. It's like, for example, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a tax accountant, I'm not telling you where to put your money or anything like that. I'm using these as examples and information
I'm just
only.
using marketing because that's what I know.
Right. But the situation is, we had a program that it only cost you, let's say, $100 to get in, right? And we had this waiter every time we went to this restaurant that would be like, oh, I really want to get into what you guys are doing. I really want to get into it, blah, 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 blah. How many times do you think he could have taken $10 and set it aside, $5 and set it aside to get to that $100 that he needed to get into?
But you know yourself. You can tell whether somebody has drive or not, And there's so many things we do in life that, like even starting when you're young. How much drive do you have? How much do you want what you want? I see little boys, little girls into basketball, softball, whatever it is. And if you don't show your coach that you have the drive to get where you want to go, what's going to happen? He's going to bench you. And then you're going to sit there and be mad because everybody else gets to play. But if you don't show the drive, and that's going to instill in you for the rest of your life. Like, you got to have the drive. You have to have the wherewithal to get up in the morning and do what you got to do to get somewhere. And I know we're beating a dead horse here, but it's like, we can't tell you enough how important it is. You know how many people call, like, they'll talk to us and they'll go, oh my God, I got kids that got to go to college. I've got a wedding coming up. I got to pay for this wedding. I want to go and see my family that I haven't seen in 5 years. Do something. You can't just keep saying, oh my God, I got to do this. Because if you keep doing that, all of a sudden there's not going to be any more tomorrows, like I said earlier, and you never got it done. So you're the only one stopping yourself from doing what you need to do to go forward, right? Your goals should be the most important thing to you aside from your family, but your family is your goal. That's a whole nother,
family's your why.
Your family, most of the time, is your reasoning for wanting to do all the things you need to do in life, right? I want to leave a legacy, all right? If I just sat here and did absolutely nothing, what's going to happen? Nothing. And then what? My family's going to have to pay for my funeral? That ain't happening. So it's in you. Ain't. I said ain't.
You go, girl. Tell it like it is.
At any rate, so, all right, we're done beating the dead horse. If you want to figure out how to get somewhere and you have the drive and the want to learn, if you want a way out of your situation, freaking unnail the nail from your shoe so you can't move and call us or get in touch with us on Facebook. We'd be happy to tell you. But I really don't, I'm not saying anybody's a waste of time because sometimes you can tell if somebody joins and then they never call you, never go on a presentation, they're just sitting there. They're doing the same thing they did before they said.
Well, that's just it. If you've joined 10 different companies and you never got plugged in or never did anything, do not expect to join anything with us that's going to get you any further if you don't do something different.
Yeah. Do you know how many people that go, oh, I'm going to do this next week, or oh my God, I don't understand this company. Well, call us and talk to us. Make time to do it. Make time for yourself. Make time for your wants and needs and desires and dreams. Don't just sit there making excuses every single day of why you can't.
That is very true.
Yeah. And I'm just being very real here.
She's not yelling at you. She's just keeping it real.
And my dog is driving me crazy.
She's just letting you know that we're very serious and very passionate about this because you can change your life if you choose to change your life.
Yeah, don't listen to the voices that say you don't have to do it today. That's BS.
Get up and do something. Be consistent with something every single day. After 21 days, you've created a habit, and it'll be a lot easier. But get up and do the first step. Take the first step today.
And if your first step is talking to somebody that knows what they're doing,
therapist or You know?
We're not therapists. Believe me, we're not therapists. All right, we can sit here and we can, talk all day long about what's right, what's wrong, what's wrong with you, what's wrong with us. But no, we're not therapists.
No, but on that note, we wish you guys good morning. Good morning, Lewis. That's right. Just do
yes,
it.
that's right, Lewis. Just do it, and
Just do it.
that's what we do every single day. So we beg you to try. We beg you to do what you got to do to move the needle on your life. Don't just sit there and go, I can't, because you can. Yes, you can. All right,
I
I'm
agree.
done on my soapbox today.
I should have made your little emoji on the soapbox. That would have been really cool. But yeah, so anyhow, guys, please, 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 please.
At least find out what we do, what we've been doing. I know I've talked to people in the past, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 5 years later, 10 years later, and the people are still just sitting there doing nothing.
Complaining
extra.
that they've gotten nothing accomplished. I mean, that's usually what happens. So
How many times are you going to go from paycheck to paycheck to
Yep.
paycheck? So, all right.
on that note,
You guys, we love that you come on. We really do.
We do.
And for the people we know, I absolutely miss you guys.
Yes, indeed.
I think about old times with everybody, and I just love it.
And we enjoy having you. So make sure you like it if you like our show. Make sure that you go ahead and hit that like button. Also, this is on YouTube, so check out our YouTube channel, Di and Robin YouTube. At Di and Robin YouTube. See?
All right. So for that, you guys have a really good day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow.
All right. I'm Di.
I'm Robin.
Wait. I never leave my show without saying, if you can be anything in this world, be kind. Go out and treat people kind.
That's it.
Take
So
care.
Y'all have a fabulous day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I couldn't see the button.
And you just told the whole world.